No.
Okay, we're live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hello guys. This is Danilo,
And Bharati?
and welcome to our first Follow Vibes live stream. First, I would like to check if you guys are hearing everything well, or if it's okay. I cannot see because I'm using this special mask, but Bharati is
I
helping
can
us with the
see.
chat.
Right. Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so right now I'm in my 21st day of a 49-day complete darkness with no food retreat, where I came here last month. And first, I will share a little bit why I came here, why I made this decision to do this retreat, and then I want to introduce Bharati, and then we'll start to sharing some experiences. Okay. So the reason why I came here is because as I started the channel, I felt like I needed to have more experience and more deeper experience to share with you guys. That's something I really wanted to have. And when I uploaded some of my videos, a lot of people commented about Darkness Retreat. And when I heard about it, I felt like, okay, this is what I have to do. So I had plans for coming here for 21 days. And now, because of some experiences that I will be sharing very soon, I, I decided to stay for 49 days. And during my stay, Bharati has been helping me. She's being like my guide during this process, explaining me what I'm experiencing and also helping me to go to the next levels. So first, I'd like to welcome Bharati. Bharati, she someone very special who I met here, and her family, her grandmother family, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken, yes, it's has this bloodline that have psychic powers.
Right.
And since she had a lot of experiences, which led her to research a lot about spirituality and took her to India where she stayed for 10 years, meditating like for 10 to 15 hours every day,
Yes.
like non-stop. Like there was no rest. And so I invited her to talk here because she had so much experience. And I know she has all the experience because she's guiding me through this and she's helping me understand what I'm experiencing, which is so much. So first, before we start, I would like to first ask Bharati to introduce herself and also tell a little bit about how she came up with the idea of making a darkness retreat and how we came here.
Okay, thank you, Danielo.
Mhm.
So my name is Bharati and since I was a little kid, I had some experiences.
Mhm.
But some experiences I didn't understood, because in the beginning I thought, oh, yeah, everybody sees people at night. It took some time to understand that those people are not living people, that the people are dead people. And my grandma said, don't talk about that because if you talk about that, then people think you're not normal. So I learned to suppress that and only share that with my grandma. And when I grew older, I still had some experiences like dreams, very, very vivid dreams, which came true, for example, next day. And it was not big things like, for example, there was a scene I saw somebody driving in a bus and did something. And exactly that same scene happened next day. I was like, wow, that's like a movie. And when I got like around like 18, 19, I started to really have this deep heart feeling. I wanted to know more. I want to understand what I'm experiencing. And then I did a lot of courses on prana healing, Reiki, Bach flowers, and I went to the Philippines and, so much things. And then finally my way put me to India. And then I heard there are some techniques and I practice the techniques very, very deeply because I also reached a point like you. I had that, that longing where you really want to have more experiences. And that came over the time. So actually, I was planning 5 days in India and I stayed over 10 years. And then finally, after some time, I also understood the power of darkness because yogis sit in the dark and they're using mantras and they're raising their consciousness and being in silence. So I understood there's a big power of silence and there's a big power of managing the mind and connecting also to higher dimensions. So through long years of meditation, I meditated at different places, um, but I had some places where they were also dark and very less people were there. Only 2, 3 people for full day, 10 days. Only I saw 1 or 2 people like that, and so then I thought, okay, well, what happens if I completely go in the darkness, right? So I was 1 month in a cave, but then when I came back to Germany, I did also darkness retreat here.
One point, she was 1 month in the cave where there was a cobra, and so like she was like, oh, she survived.
Yes. And so anyhow, so of course it's much more relaxed, to not be in India in a cave because it's of course there's a little bit tension is always there. So when I did my first retreat in Germany, also in a nice room like you did now or you're doing now, then I felt more relaxed. I have to say that. and actually there also more experiences happened. And then I thought, wow, what a shortcut. Because for some things that happened for me in the darkness, which was very, very fast after 2, 3 days, I experienced a lot of things. I had to meditate before like many months or years. And I think one part, of course, that meditation power from before build it up to experience that, but I felt like, wow, that is a very powerful shortcut to give people experience, to help them, because also the yogis in India, they use the darkness to activate the pineal gland. You also experience that. So it's a very natural way. And so I started with one darkness retreat room, and now we have a center with 8 rooms. Yes.
Yes, and we are here in Aachen, Germany. We also
Yes.
have the link below in the descriptions.
Right.
So yes, as she said, the darkness is such a shortcut for spiritual experiences. Like I came here planning just for 21 days, and after 3 days of experience, I was like, oh my god, like I had such a deep experiences that I said, oh, I need to stay longer because I want to have even deeper experiences. So I prolonged my stay for 49 days, and here I am. I haven't been eating for some time, like since I arrived here, but it's completely fine because you feel so much energy, you get so connected, and for these 21 days, every day have been so meaningful. Like I had like these crazy experiences every day, and you share some of them today, but I cannot share everything in one video. So you do some videos, and but more important than being in the dark, I think, is to have someone who can help you to go through that. And that's why I'm very grateful to Bharati because I start to have this experience, and you start to question yourself, and you need someone who have been through that, like who can explain what you're going through. And that's why I think this place is so special because not only they have the darkness room, but they also have someone who understands what you'll be experiencing. And in the end, everyone experiences similar stages, like especially on the pineal activation, like you start to see some light and then you start to see some things. And if you cannot understand, you think, oh, this is from my mind or else. But if you have a guide that can properly explain to you, then it becomes so much easier and you can go so much deeper, so much faster because you're relaxed. And I'm very grateful for you to creating this. And I think now we can talk a little bit about experiences.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Also, somebody in this chat already asked how to activate the pineal gland.
Yes.
And I think that is the main thing, right?
Yeah, so that's the first topic we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about pineal activation, and then we're gonna talk about some astral projection.
Right.
Before, a lot of people used to ask about astral projection and some things, but I never wanted to share because I had never experienced. But now I'm very confident. I had so many experiences now. So yes, guys, look forward to it. So first, for the pineal activation. So it's easier to activate the pineal gland than we think. If you come to the dark or you go to a cave like the yogis did, and stay here, like even if you don't practice any meditation, you don't do anything, your pineal gland will start to activate, like sometimes slowly but sometimes faster. There haven't been no one since I'm here, like I met a few people who was here, that they stayed in the dark and they didn't have any pineal activation experience. What I mean pineal activation experience is that you're in complete dark here. So at first, like, okay, we're in complete dark, but slowly you start to see some lights. And the first stage is you see some strong blinking, like just as if someone turned on the light and turned off. Maybe some of you guys have experienced this in meditation, especially when doing the energy meditation. But that's the first sign that your pineal gland is activated. Please correct me if I say anything wrong.
No, perfect.
And if you want to activate your pineal gland, there are many ways. Like you can do meditations, you can do sun gazing, you can do so many other techniques. But the fastest way is to come in the dark and relax here.
Because
Yes.
if I may
Yes,
also
yes.
add, why that is because the pineal gland also has connection to producing the melatonin, and through that melatonin, because you're all the time in the dark, now the body produces more and more and more and more melatonin, which is also a simple set connected to the DMT. And the DMT makes you very happy, but makes you also natural high. So there are different stages on that, and that is something which we can create without a drug. So without any ayahuasca things, you can experience that level or LSD. You can experience a natural way of opening, because I think it's a human right, and I think it's given to the human beings that we can have that experiences even without drugs. And through the process of being in the dark, that is triggered. So that's why it's so powerful. And you said also some people experience that and some people not so fast. That also has to do that with one of the reasons that some people have more meditation power from before, or some practice already, something. So as more you practice before, as fast it goes. Also, sometimes pineal gland needs to detox, but that would be your own video.
Yes.
So, and that sometimes it can take time, and some people have that blinking already starting after 1 day, some people after 7 days, some people after 14 days. But with you, it went very fast.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was like in the second day, I was like,
Yes.
like the second day, I already forgot I was in the dark because there was so much light, and I'm sure that's because the meditations that I did, and especially the energy meditation. That energy, as I said before, energy is connected to pineal gland. But one thing that I want to make very clear in this video, and that's one of the reasons why we are making this, is that it's not so hard to have deeper spiritual experiences and awaken your pineal gland and have astral projection. A lot of people think you have to go to India and practice for 1 to 3 years to do that, but darkness is the shortcut. And you come here and you just at first you just feel sleepy, you sleep, and you wake up, do some meditation and sleep, and just by doing this your pineal gland is already activating. So now I'm going to share some of the stages that I have experiences of pineal activation. Like I said, I've been here for 21 days and it has been so much. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I try to um, share the important parts. So as I said, the first thing is that you will see it as like this strong light, as if someone turned on the light and turned off. And it was like, oh my God. And it's not something from your eyes because it's in complete dark. And some of you might have experienced it in meditation. And then the second thing is what will happen is that light will start to be like someone is blinking, like turning on and turning off the light, like
in a disco.
Yes,
it's like you're doing in a disco. It's like bing, bing, bing.
And it's like, what is going on? Who is doing this light? And if you see even the thing is that even with your eyes closed, you see the same thing. So
because your third eye is opening,
yes.
So it doesn't make any difference anymore.
Yeah, so that I had experienced it already in the second days. And then the third stage is that then you start to see some colors. Like that it took me some more time to see. You see some light waves, you see some colors, you see structures, like you feel like you're seeing the room, like it's not like you're in complete darkness. Like there was no day that I was here that I was feeling like, oh, I'm in complete darkness, I cannot see anything. Like because from some point you can see light and you can see, your pineal gland start to activate and you start to become more sensitive to what was unseen before. And you know that the interesting thing is that everyone goes through the same activation
Right.
process.
And that is the thing. When I came from India, I had knowledge, about
Mhm.
what is yantra, what is experiences, what is the different enlightenment experiences. Because in the West we hear enlightenment, but there are different stages that are described
Mhm.
there. The Indian Vedas talk about. And one of the things is opening the pineal gland, as they say, the third eye. But here, it's nobody who knows about that. So people from Buddhist tradition, from shamanic tradition, people
Mhm.
from Zen Buddhism, there are people who are Christians, and they all have the same stages,
Mhm.
right? So at the end, you see there's a proof, it's happening. It
Mhm.
has nothing to do with the belief system.
Yes,
Mhm.
and during these 21 days, there was this 10-day group of Astralprojection where I met with two more people. Maybe some of you guys saw another video that we made, but it was amazing because I was here 7 days before then, and I was sharing my experience, and in 3, 4 days they were having the same experience. So if you come to the darkness, especially in the first place, and if you want to have this deeper experience, please come to a place where you know there will be a good guide. Because if you're by yourself and you start to have this experience, it can trigger some fear. Um, for me, I had some so strong experience that I was like, "Hey, Bharati, is this normal?" I said, "Oh, this is completely normal. This is happen when you start activating this level or that." So for pineal activation, darkness is the fastest way. Of course, if you meditate before, especially the energy meditations, this will help a lot. And yeah, something more you want to say about pineal activation or?
Yeah, I think it is very important to know that the blinking of the light is just the beginning. So we see different dimensions, and for
Mhm.
example, you had a wooden cabinet standing
Yes.
in your room for a long time,
Yes.
and you had to do with that cabinet. So sometimes we see past life impressions, or we see different energies, and we can even connect with beings. And one person in the chat asked, "Oh, is that a ghost adventure?" But I want to say no. It's that's why we also chant mantras here in the house. We have a temple room where we chant mantras, so we keep the energy high. So once you connect to beings, you connect to higher beings. I think that is a very important point.
Mhm.
And so when the pineal gland opens, one of the symptoms is you see the light, but also you have a bigger sense. You also sense
Mhm.
the other people in the dark, and
Mhm.
you had telepathic experiences
Yes.
and a lot of that, because the blinking is just a symptom of it starting to opening. So you have a lot of experiences which cannot be described in a normal world,
Mhm.
where you have a lot of psychic powers coming up, like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
So yes, everything she said is completely. I didn't want to talk about the calendar because I was thinking, oh, what people will think. But yes, we have to tell everything now. Yes, you start to see some figures. You start to see some shapes, and as the pineal gland activates, I would say that there are 3 levels of visions that you can have. There is this one level that you can see the light waves form some visions, and you can clearly see what is happening. And there is a second level where I call HD vision, and there is this third level that I call Ultra HD vision. And when you have this Ultra HD vision, uh, I cannot control it. I had sometimes I had I think 3 or 4 times now, but you see so clearly as if you were there. And
Yeah.
now I understand why the yogis, like when the yogis say, "Oh, I can see your past life. I can see, people in distance." Like, oh yes, they can truly see. Like
Yes.
it's this ultra HD vision that
Right.
is so clear. And I cannot control it yet.
Right.
I just had some experiences, but what I'm realizing during these 21 days is that, just like anyone can feel energy from the first time, anyone can open their pineal gland very easily if you go through some processes. And yes, that's what I want to share in this channel. Like, how to get deeper enlightenment experiences without all this, you have to practice for, 1 year, 2 years. And yes, another thing that I wanted to share is um, now I'm going to go a little bit about dreams. Is that when you come to darkness, you start to remember your dreams so clearly, so
Yes.
clearly.
Yes.
It's like the darkness is the dream and that is the true. Like
Right.
it's so clear, and that is something so important. Now that I'm here, I've been experiencing my dreams, and that's so important because first you start to remember your dreams very clearly, and second you start to be able to control your dreams.
Right.
And that, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. I want to say something very interesting because we talked before of the melatonin and the DMT, and somebody is writing the colors one sees as the energies that activate pure to the meditation starts unfolding. There can't be any color in the darkness, and I want to say that is very important. There we think it's only the brain. People think it's only the brain, but you connect that energy in your brain to the consciousness, right? And that is just the starting point, the DMT, and that is just the starting point to get experiences like you have now. So, and you expand your consciousness, and which is your soul. So, and of course, because of that, there are lucid dreaming possible and Astralprojection possible, and things which has nothing to do anymore with the triggering of the DMT. That is just that is our starting point, where it helps us to get that experiences very, very fast.
Yes, I want to share one thing. It's because I'm a very scientific guy. Bharati already knows, like, whenever I have this experience, I want to test, like, is it something from my mind or is it something that I'm really having? And one thing is that, people always say, oh, you have experiences because of DMT and melatonin.
Right.
Of course, that helps, but if you meditate and you connect to deeper energies, then you have deeper experiences. Right. I'm going to share one experience is that as you're in the room and you start to see energy, the room start to change of color, shapes, and because you start to be more sensible to the energy around it. And there is I am calling this. There's the room change 1.0, there's the room change 2.0, and the room change 3.0 because there are different stages. And and I know that DMT is related, but your inner connection and your meditation is more important because there are days that where I sit to meditate and I'm in room, like I can see energy, let's say in stage 1. But as I meditate, like for I don't know how long, but maybe 30 minutes or an hour, I don't have idea of time, and then I feel it becoming. I can see in the second stage, and if I go even deeper, then I can see in third stage. And I know it's not only the DMT because as soon as I stand up, take some water, walk around the room for a while, and my energy level goes down, and that what I'm experiencing goes back to 1.0. Right. So if it was DMT or if it was some chemical, like it shouldn't change while I'm meditating and while I'm not, right? Like if it's DMT, it should be there constantly. Right. But this change, depending on the state of meditation that we get, shows how DMT is important, but the most important thing to experience is connecting yourself with this energy and having, coming to some special states that you talk about these special states in a whole another video because it's a lot. It's a lot, yes. But yes, so DMT and melatonin are related, but meditation is also very important. Yes. Oh yes, and so one of the things that you experience here that is, I think, when you're in the darkness, you are 100% of the time you are having spiritual experiences, be it awake or in your dreams. Right. So when you start to remember your dreams, then you start to control your dreams. And when you start to control your dreams, that's the most powerful thing that you can do. You know how we do this, like a lot of affirmations and positive thinking and manifestation techniques so that we can program our subconscious mind to help us manifest something, right? And repetition is one of the easiest way to reprogram your subconscious mind. So I particularly did a lot of, I am abundant, I am grateful, like all these. But if you come to the darkness and if you start to learn how to control your dreams, and that's called lucid dreams, when you're in your dream, you're already there in your subconscious mind, and if you and then you start to program there while you're still there, and then you start to create things. So it's like you can skip all this part of, I have to do like 40 days of affirmation to start to feel positive. Like you go to your lucid dream and you program directly on your subconscious mind, I am grateful and abundant. And then this will trigger something that will manifesting so much faster in your life. So there are a lot of secret ways to manifest things very fast. And that's related to lucid dreaming, that I have experiencing some things, and we're going to share this, but we're going to make one step at a time. So.
Also, people asking about astral projection, and you cannot share all at once. Maybe
Yes.
you feel one person is saying, "Oh, we feel a lot of grateful energy of us, a lot of excitement." And yes, it's a lot, and it's
Yes.
so yeah, we're planning to make more videos about all that topic.
Yes.
But just to give you an overview of why there is so much power in being in silence, because we talk once a day for 1 hour normally. But the rest of the time, when Yellow is in silence and doing practices, and through that, there's a lot of experiences, and those experiences are very, very profound. So maybe you can share one of your first aware out-of-body experiences.
Yes. So one of the things that naturally comes is that you can astral project very easily after some time.
Yes.
I had my first astral projection on, I think, like 7th or 8th day, and now I'm going to share a little bit about. I had a few now, but I'm going to share the first 3.
How many you have by now?
I think 7 or 8.
Wow, that is amazing!
Yes.
That is amazing. I know people who practice like years. That is the same. Once that door is open, it's just like it works automatically.
But I'm going to tell you guys. You guys are gonna get disappointed in me because you think, oh, Danilo is this guy who practices a lot, but my astral projection showed me the truth of my soul, and I was like so disappointed on my astral projection. So so it is possible to astral project, and I didn't share anything about this before because I had never experienced. And now I'm very so confident on sharing this because I have experienced so much, and I'm so glad to Bharati that it's allowing me to share. So we make videos about astral projection techniques and all of that, but for now I'll share 3 of my first astral projection experiences. So like I said, there was for 10 days, we were in this group that was called the Astral Projection Beginners Group. So it was me, Fermari, and Michael, who were 2 others, beautiful souls who are not here with us anymore. And every day Bharati was teaching us some techniques and some ways to astral project. And she always was sharing some stories. And there was this day that she was saying how when she was in India, there was this amazing saint, like, who didn't eat any food, like, who didn't eat anything but fruit for 40 years and did so many practices. And I was thinking like, hey, maybe I want to, just have food, because here you have smoothies, and you have fruit smoothies and you have nut smoothies. And I said, okay, I want to be like that saint. I want to have just the fruit smoothies. So I came and I asked Bharati, hey Bharati.
That was not in the astral, this was in the normal world now.
Yes.
So he asked me, can I have just 2 smoothies a day?
No, I asked like this. Hey Bharati, I think I'm not feeling that hungry anymore. Can I have only fruit smoothies?
Right.
And Bharati said, oh, are you sure you're not going to be hungry? I said, yes. And then she said like this, okay, then you take out your nut smoothies, we take out your breakfast, and also in your other 2, we put more water. And I was thinking, oh my God, but if I do that, I think I'm going to get hungry. But at that moment, I had this, this pride, I just asked, I cannot say no. So I said, okay, let's try. Okay, if I get too hungry, I will ask more smoothies. And after 2 days, I had my first astral projection, and that's because I was so hungry. And then I remember that all my dreams were about like I was thinking about food all the time, like for 2 days. And then this day, I was dreaming that I was astral projecting actually. That I went to Brazil and was eating some pastel. I don't know who knows what pastel is, but it's like a Brazilian food. Like it's almost like a junk food, but it was vegetarian. So, and I was saying, hey, Bharati, I had my first astral projection, and everyone was like so excited. It was like, hey, what did you do? Oh, I went to Brazil eat. And I was like, okay, yeah, normal. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe it's normal for the first astral projection. And then there was the second astral projection that I had like 2 days later. I said, hey, bro, you had another astral projection. There is some way so you can learn and know like if it's an astral projection. And one of the ways, like, it's so vivid that you don't know if it's reality or not. And I was there and said, hey, Danilo, what did you did in your second astral projection? Oh, I was there eating Doritos. And I was like, oh my God, Bharati, I'm so disappointed in myself. Like, because these other two guys, they had this amazing astral projection experience. Where one girl, she was like, welcome to the initiation. The other one was, seeing this amazing beast. And why am I just going eat and something? And then like, no, that's my soul level right now. My soul doesn't want to know about spiritual experience. It only wants to eat. And then after one more day, I had my third astral projection experience. And then, but this one I was so ashamed to talk about. But I think, we share the truth here on the channel, so
Yes.
I'll be very open. And then I said, oh, hey, Bharati, I had my third astral projection experience. I said, hey, Danilo, what was it? Oh, so this time I was not eating food, but I was in this big place where there was many screens and there was porn videos. So my astral body it went out of this body and wanted to watch porn. So I was in this place. There was so many porn screens, and in this astral projection, I remember that I became aware. I was like, "Oh, I'm astral projection and I'm watching porn." But it's nice, so I'll stay here for a while before I woke up. So, and when I woke up, I was thinking, Bharati, you know, when we first saw astral project, like, why do I do this? And she was telling, oh, the first thing, what normally happens when you're astral projection is that you go what your soul desires. And I was thinking, so this is the level of my soul. My first astral projection, I go to Brazil to eat. My second astral projection, I go to eat Doritos. And my third astral projection, I go to watch porn. And it's like, this is my soul level right now. And I was like so disappointed in myself because it was like, hey man, come on, I'm here meditating in the dark every day, wanting to have deeper experiences. And when I finally go to astral projection, you just go and eat or watch porn. It's like, what is happening here? Like, shouldn't it be the opposite? Like, your soul is trying to tell your ego to do some things. And so yeah, guys, I had to share this story because to show you that astral projection is not something that's scary, and and I'm really completely open to you guys because yes, that's my first class projection. I went to eat something like hunger, and and porn. So yes, that were my three astral projections, and there are some ways that you can do astral projection. There are many techniques, and there are even different stages of astral projection. There's astral projection that you don't know that you're astral projecting until when you wake up and you do some tests and you know you are astral projecting. And there, the second stage is that you are astral projecting and you know that you're astral projecting, and then that's when you can control things. And there is a third stage that you can consciously go out of your body. And we talk about these stages for other videos, but yes, for now I'm sharing these three astral projection stories. And yeah, I want to ask Bharati if she wants to, say something more, or if there's any question.
Yeah, there are a lot of people communicate. Thank you for writing all the comments. And as you said, we will make some more videos about that. And I also want to say, astral projection is not scary, and being in the dark is not scary because actually there is no darkness. So it's very rare that people really experience full dark, or even when you go in the astral connection, that you experience strange things, because normally the soul calls back. So if you're not ready for that, you would never go in the dark. So, and you should not force that. You should only do that experience if you really feel it with your heart, like, wow, I really want to do it. Then this experience is gone. And I also want to say with the astral projections, some later astral projections we had were also higher level astral projections. So, and that is also normal. Sometimes we experience some things on the level we are right now, and sometimes we experience a higher worlds. And that is a really fascinating thing because we can see a lot of things in the future. We can see a lot of things we cannot grab with our normal mind. And you also had some experiences like that, which is really
Yes.
amazing. And then later, when you research on that, you like finding out, wow, that is really existing. That is so
Mm-hmm.
mind blowing. Because we all do astral projection. Everybody of you does astral projection every night, minimum of 2 to 3 times a night. You go astral project. There are some techniques, as we said, where you can start to remember that. And the next level, you can even go during the daytime without a sleeping body. You can learn to astral project. And this, actually, it's all about expanding your consciousness. I think it's not just about lucid dreaming or opening the pineal gland or astral projection. It's like the soul wants to have experiences, right? And there's a certain level where you get really hungry for the experiences.
Literally hungry.
Really hungry for the experiences. And so, yeah, and that is, and I mean, there is where the spiritual life really starts. Once you start to get some experiences really exciting, and you get more and more experience, and you learn about yourself, you learn about others, you learn about the different worlds. And yeah, and there's, I mean, I have so many experience over the years, but it never stops. Some people ask me, "Are you ready?" or something, and I think if we're ready, we made a mistake. So I think then the ego reached a readiness level or something, because I also experience there. It's never finishing. It's always moving on, and more different experiences, and some of them are really super golden moments, which might be even only unique for that one time. But each experience really sticks to your soul, because knowledge is sticking to your mind and experiences are sticking to the soul. That nobody can take that from us.
Yes. Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I came here, because I knew deep inside that if I were there, I would have deep experiences. And just like the energy meditations, like you can tell someone for 30 years that exists energy, and they can feel and their body have energy. But it's completely different to go and show them that you can do this meditation and feel energy, right? Like most of you guys probably have felt on the meditation that I shared before. It's like it's completely different for you if once you experience and once like knowing. I knew a lot before coming here, but um, now that I'm experiencing, I am so more confident to share so many things with you guys that I always wanted to share, like the power of dreams, the how to manifest, like even like there's some techniques, and also about astral projection. And just not to leave you guys empty-handed, a good way to astral project is you come to the darkness and you stay hungry for a few days. Naturally, your soul will go out to search for food for you. So this is, and it worked perfectly for me. Now I am back to the normal smoothies. I know I'm not having nuts, I'm not having breakfast, but I'm having 2 fruit smoothies per day. But I'm completely fine. Now I think my soul is not hungry anymore. Now it's going to do some other interesting things that it's bringing me a lot of enlightenment, I would say.
Right.
And yeah, so I think this is it for today. And also today I wanted to introduce like Bharati officially, because when I started to do on this channel, because when I started this channel, I started with the name Holovice because I never wanted to be about myself. Like I could just put the name Danilo Kim, but I never wanted this channel to be about me. I always wanted this channel to be about love, light, and truth. It doesn't matter who talks about it. And I also know that I would never share something that I couldn't experience. I know there are a lot of people who, they share a lot of good things, but they had never experienced it. And I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to only share things that I have experienced that. And that's the reason why I'm also always searching for deeper experiences so that I can share more with you guys. And I know that Bharati had so many experiences. Like not only she did astral projections when she was a kid, but she also stayed 10 years in India, like working on this. Imagine like a psychic person having all this practice. And I know also she had so much knowledge and so much experience, because everything I talk to her about my experiences, she knows where it comes from, and she can take me to the next step. So I was begging her to say, hey, Bharati, don't you want to share your knowledge on my channel? And one thing that we decided is that, I hope that you guys are very happy as I am that now Bharati will be making videos for our channel and we'll be sharing this channel. And I invited her to share some videos, and now she will be making videos about, astral projection techniques, lucid dreaming, pineal activation, and all the like the true thing, like the real things, because the things that she learned in India and she had experiences by herself. So yes, I would like everyone to welcome Bharati, and I could if everyone could put applause, and now she'll be joining us, and then of course we'll be making a lot of videos together. But because she's in Germany and I'm in Brazil, I like there will be some times that we make separate videos, but I know that she can bring so much love, light, and truth to you guys that I had to invite her. I had to beg her for a few days. She's very busy. She does so many works. She has her own YouTube channel in Germany, and she also makes videos for the channel. But she like open-heartedly accepted to be part of our channel, and yes, so that's welcome, Bharati.
Thank you, Danilo. And I'm really pleased to meet you, Danilo, also. It's a really, really special retreat, I have to say, and a very special person, Danilo. And I know that the knowledge you share is really coming from your heart, and it's really, your soul really has a longing to help the people. And that is so beautiful. So I found a beautiful friend and a beautiful
Yes.
person now entering my life. Thank you.
Yeah, so once again, guys, this is just a brief introduction. Today is my 21st day, and 2021 is a special number, so I wanted to make this live stream to share a little bit about my experiences. But I can like confidently say that like what we share today is like less than 10% of
Yes.
what we can share like just in these 21 days. And I still have more 28 days where I'm committing myself to go even deeper so that I can, have deeper experiences, different enlightenments, test different techniques, and I can share with you guys, the fastest way, the most powerful way so that you guys can, get control of your life, of your soul, have these experiences by yourself. So when I'm here, I am every day, like chanting and meditating for myself, for my people I love, for you guys, and for the entire world. I think that's something that we should all do, and it's been so powerful. And I am so grateful that I'm being blessed with so many experiences, because um, it's a true blessing to have this spiritual experience. Once you have out of body experience, you know that you're not this body. It's not like you have to remember all the time. You actually detach, and you start to control your emotions more easily.
Yes.
And lucid dreaming is so powerful. Like, just I want like some spoilers. Pythagoras had his own darkness room. Einstein had his visualizations in lucid dreamings, and even Tesla. Like Tesla, he was able to imagine things so vividly, and that he didn't need any paperwork, right? And as I stay in the dark and as I experience some things, I'm starting to understand how Tesla was able to do that. Like, yes, it is possible for you to train your visualization into a certain point that it's so clear, so vivid that you don't need papers anymore. And now I'm starting to understand how the great minds got made one of the greatest works. Like, you have to connect yourself with your full potential. And when I say full potential, is the potential of your mind and potential of your spirit and of your energy.
And your heart.
And your heart, and most especially your heart. Most especially your heart. That's one of the things that we have to only make a video. That's a very important
Yes.
topic. Like, your
Power
heart
of the heart chakra
is the most powerful tool for spiritual experiences. That's why all the great teachers says the importance of love. It's not about just loving. It's once you love, you start to awaken. Because once you love, you start to activate your pineal gland. there was this time that I was meditating and I was feeling so much love for everyone that I could see my heart I could feel my heart vibration with my pineal gland. I was like, oh my god, I'm feeling this vibration of my, of my heart, and I was like, as if it was two separate. It was so strong, and so yes. So we don't want to make this video so long, so we'll be finishing this video now. And if you have any questions, please put on the comments. We'll be answering your questions on the comments. And if I also want to ask you guys if you would like me to do some more live streams while I'm still here, or if you just want Bharati to share some things and wait until I go out. I'm recording everything that I'm experiencing so that later I can share with you guys, and also not only recording what I am experiencing, but how I got there, so that you guys can also experience. And yes, there is, to feel connected, the best way is to experience. To love someone, the best way is to experience. So I believe that experience is so powerful, and this is what this channel is about. It's about love, light, and truth. So thank you one more time for your time, and see you on the next video or maybe live stream.
And I want to also add, I saw your beautiful comments. Thank you for all that. If you can be so nice, once we uploaded that video, if you put your questions again on that it's not lost in that live chat channel, because now it's a live channel. But if you add that later on the video we post, then we can think about what are the next topics. They're very, very good questions. Like, for example, somebody sees in the dark, also some shadows. There's lots about that I can share, because that was also part of my reawakening. When I got older again, I started to see that also we can talk about that things in different videos. And thank you. And also want to say hi to Dirk. Dirk is here in the channel.
Hello,
he also did Namaste, Dirk. He did a darkness retreat here also, and so he's also still connected. He wrote me. He is connected still to you, Danilo, and that is also what happens. We have the 8 rooms, but that here in our center in Germany, in our darkness retreat ashram center. But the people in the dark, even they don't talk to each other. They have sometimes they have the experience in the room next to that. They have the uploading experience on that, and the energy is shared, and that is so amazing.
Yes.
And for me, that's a proof there is the psychic energy is there. And Yellow had just mentioned he prayed for people. He really did that. He chanted mantras. He chanted. It's so amazing, and people felt that energy. And this is so amazing. So we will, if you want us to do also another live stream, or Danilo another live stream here on the dark, please let us know. And yes, we say thank you.
Yes, like she said, the people I met here, I never saw them because they came and left. They came after me and left before me, so I never see them. But I feel so connected because I don't see them, but I see them, and I feel them. And Dirk is one of these persons. So hello, Dirk. He's been here with us for 14 days, and yes,
he might come back when you come out of the darkness.
Oh, yes. So yes. So thank you guys. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and while I'm here in the darkness, if you guys meditate, I'll be sending you energy. For all the support, all the love that you've been sharing with us. And yes, and also if you think this information is useful for anyone, please share with your friends, or some groups that you might think that this information can help them on their spiritual journey or anything, because the idea of this channel is to spread love, light, and truth. So thank you. Oh yes, you can chant it.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti.